Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial. So in this tutorial I want to talk a little bit about this idea of one singular line of action representing the whole pose and how this can be a little bit limiting for us animators. As you start learning about animation, you get introduced to this idea of like simplifying the whole pose with one line of action. Either it's gonna be a C, a reverse C, or an S. So this idea can be like very helpful and you can apply this to a lot of poses, but you tend to think about poses in a very simplistic way and it doesn't help take you further in plussing the poses. So I think it's a little bit limiting in my opinion. So for example, let's take this pose. So alright, so this pose, it's not a C, it is not a reverse C, so it's probably closer to an S pose. But even taking this S pose, it's like, alright, I know this is an S, but like how do I wanna build this? Like it doesn't really look like something that is really gonna help me push this pose or something like that. So there is another way of looking at the poses if you wanna plus them and like make them even more dynamic and like play with them a little bit more. So how I see poses is more of like a balanced rhythmic flow of curves between one side of the body and the other side of the body. So for example, in this pose, let's see, so here we can see the head is doing this, and then I'm balancing this out with this curve, and then this curve, it's gonna go and clash into this curve, and from here this curve is gonna go into this curve. And seeing it this way really helps you move stuff a lot more. So what you do is, for example, if you want to make this pose even more dynamic, I kind of pushed it to the extreme, but you can like start pushing these curves, like these apexes, if you want to see them as like this apex, you tend to push them a little bit more. So this one, for example, like that, and this apex, let's say, you tend to push it a little bit more, and like this one here, you push it a little bit more. So this becomes, for example, the new pose if I erase this. And this also doesn't stop here, so it doesn't stop for only this. We can also use this idea in everything. So I also used it, for example, in the wings. So the wings is kind of like this curve here that also goes into this curve, and this curve that also goes into this curve. So the idea here is that I'm using another system of lines that are not only a one singular global line of action, it's rather like sublines of actions inside every part of the body. Like for example, we can use them also in the arms, like how the arms flow, for example with the hand, and like we can go into each and every part of the body and apply that. So everything can be going rhythmically from one to another, and this also helps us pushing stuff. Like even for example, I'm taking this, for example, into here too. Like I'm doing this in each and every part of the body, really. Like even here, from here to here. So thanks a lot guys for tuning in, and hope to see you on the next one.